What age did you start playing basketball?
Started playing basketball when I was about 5 years old. I started playing. It was a decision made based on me just loving the game. Actually,
So you would say that when you were young, it was definitely a dream of yours to make it to the pros?
it was one of them. When I was younger, I would definitely say it's top of the list.
Okay, so that sounds like you had a plan B in mind. What was that?
Definitely had a plan B in mind. My plan B actually sits behind me. My plan B was to one day own my own facility, which I have here, and become a teacher. I actually at one point wanted to be a teacher, and then I wanted to take that and say, hey, if I wasn't able to play basketball, maybe go into teaching, and teaching leads into coaching sometimes. So, plan B was that.
Did you struggle balancing basketball and your grades when you were in middle school?
Not so much of a struggle. It was more of, I was fortunate enough to have a really good coach, really good coach. And what he did was he kind of stewarded his players to make sure that we're on top of our books, because he let us know the importance of, if we didn't do our if we did not do our homework, do well on tests and make good grades, then it wasn't possible for us to actually play the sport. So,
In high school, what was more important to you, basketball or your education?
like I said, the stuff that the coach he put in our heads, the stuff that he allows us to understand, the importance of it followed me. It followed me to high school. It really did. I stayed on top of all the things that he helped me understand. The whole part of if you don't do well in school, if you do not do well, you're not going to play. But they can care less of how well you shoot a basketball, dribble a basketball, how well you play this game. They can care less. If you don't have good grades, you can't play. That's just the rules. So, even though you had to put a lot of time in the gym, I still did what I had to do in the classroom. But it was a tough task. It really was.
So would you say that even though you did seem to have a good focus on your education, do you think basketball may have caused you to neglect it just a little?
Positive, negative situation. Positive, you got your work done because you had to. Negative, it might not have been the best. You might have kind of rushed it a couple times, just to kind of make sure you got outside and met up with the guys you're supposed to meet up with to play.
Okay, where did you go to college?
I went to two colleges actually. I went to Spartanburg Methodist College out of South Carolina, and I ended up transferring from Spartanburg Methodist to Limestone out of Gaffney, South Carolina.
And would you say in college, was your concentration more on making a name for yourself in basketball or on your education?
At that point, I would say having a name was an important part, because you really had to play well in order to play college basketball. Obviously, you had to really be good at some part of the game. So having a name to say that you're able to do something really well, yeah, it was important. But in order to obviously be able to play and go on to the next level, if that was one of your dreams, you had to stick to your grades.
And looking back, would you do anything differently now?
No, I don't think I would have, because like dreams are meant to be, dreams are meant to be accomplished if you really set yourself out there for it. Like I said before, my plan B, it was, I wanted to do something with basketball, and my plan B sits behind me, so I can't complain.